This is the Troll Patrol. Live. With Justin. Freakin.
Welcome to the Troll Patrol Live, where it's a freaking, apparently Justin's 20 less grand in debt now day. Or 10, who knows how it's really gonna work. I got Pell Grants. Do I get 20 grand? Like, still, it's still laughable tones. It's still like, and yes, we have to have an application form. There's hoops to jump through. We're going to talk about all that tonight. Biden announces 10 grand in student loan forgiveness, 20 if you took Pell Grants. But apparently this is still means tested. It's still only for people making under like 125 grand. There's going to be a form to fill out. Sky Comet, Tones, Warlord, Inflation Day, my ass. Get out of here with that bullshit. You want somebody from the UK is going to come over here and talk about inflation to us? We had zero inflation in the month of July. England on track to hit 18% inflation year over year. And Warlord's going to come over here and talk about Happy Inflation Day. Oh, maybe Warlord's talking about it's Inflation Day over in Britain. What, you going to act like I don't keep up with the news? You going to act like I don't keep up with the news? Who's paying for these? Who of course, who's going to pay for these? The taxpayers, son. Like, we don't have all kinds of money just floating around that we give out to banks, defense contractors, people that make guns. Like, we don't bail out the auto industry every 10 years. The fucking, like, we don't bail out the airline industry every 7 years. The airline industry gets bailed out pretty much each time there's a new PlayStation drop. Every new console generation is about how often the airline industry gets bailed out in this goddamn country. Those of you who are not aware, the life cycle of the consoles has been 7 years. And that's about how often we bail out the airline industry. Am I lying? Am I lying? Huh? So I've had it up to here with people talking about how student loan forgiveness is a handout. You can go fuck yourselves. And people don't realize that mortgages are subsidized. There's been a lot of people being like, well, where's my check for my mortgage? Huh? Mortgages are already subsidized by the federal government. You've probably gotten more money towards your mortgage in fucking credits than I owe on my student loans. That's what's happening. Here is your meme for the day. It seems pretty on point. I'm gonna Bezdhid has. I tried. I did my best. Welcome. Thank you for watching the Troll Patrol on YouTube. If you can give me a phonetical pronunciation of your name, I'd really like to get it right. McHarkos. I think I can dig that. McHarkos. Is that good? Are you McHarkos? Kind of like McLovin, only, you know, with a Latin flair, possibly. It's Hungarian. I was wrong. Sorry. I just saw the tilde and I thought it was Latin. Fucking Latin. I mean, Latino is what I was thinking. Latin. Just speaking a fucking dead language over here. I'm sorry, it's been one of those days. It means fighter. McHarkos, hell yeah. We got a fighter in here. Love your face, dude. I'm glad you're here with us. Sorry if I misgendered you. I just assumed you were a dude by the thumbnail. I see your channel thumbnail. I hope over in Hungary you guys can Oh, you're watching on Odyssey. Fuck yeah. We are just recently live streaming on Odyssey. All my content has been going to Odyssey, after it aired. But we are now live on Odyssey. Unfortunately, you can't chat. The chat on Odyssey isn't going to show up on the screen. But we are live streaming. And I'm trying to get on Rockfin. The people from Rockfin contacted me. I met all their requirements to be on Rockfin. And they contacted me and it went to my spam. So hopefully I'll be on Rockfin soon. I reapplied today. Yay! Somebody came to my YouTube and they told me this was in the video about the political analyst in Atlanta who was fired for saying that Trump had a looming orange face over the election. The dude came to my YouTube channel and asked me, well, how was the dude not biased? And that's a simple answer. Trump literally has an orange face. The dude can't be biased if the thing he said is accurate. Right-wingers are complete morons. Also, the Discord is working tonight. It's not showing me an error, 1016? Is that what we had last night? We had an error 1016 going on. None of that shit tonight. Discord on its best behavior. What are we talking about tonight on the show? Marjorie Taylor Greene says she was swatted. Now, I wonder, Tim Pool liked to say that he was swatted. However, a welfare check is not the same as a SWAT team coming in and busting down your door. The sheriff's office coming and knocking on your door and talking to you politely and just walking around your compound is not the same as a SWAT team busting down your door, pointing guns in your face, making you lay on the floor. Now, Marjorie Taylor Greene is a sitting member of Congress. I highly doubt if it was her address, the local cops would have known that's Marjorie Taylor Greene's address. I highly doubt they actually swatted her. A cop may have showed up at her door and asked her some questions. But right-wingers love to put themselves up on the fucking cross. We got a lot of stupids here. One of them is
stupid?
Rudy Giuliani. Hey, is Twitch working? I have not seen anybody comment on Twitch. No, Twitch is working. We're going to talk about Rudy Giuliani today. Apparently, he was using tunnels. There was a secret tunnel to Mar-a-Lago. And Giuliani was using the tunnel when he was depressed or some shit. We're going to talk about Trump and his battle with the National Archives. We've got new information. We're going to talk about Trump's incompetent lawyers who apparently mishandled the filings in court so bad that the court actually had to give them instructions on how to make the filings. So Trump, only the best people. Only the best people. Also, a juicy tidbit today, the DOJ released the Bill Barr memo that wrongly described the Mueller investigation as clearing Trump. It did not. We're going to talk to one of the investigators that was part of the Mueller investigation. They were on MSNBC. Former Interior Secretary Ryan Zinke apparently lied to a watchdog group that was investigating him. As you can see by the meme on the screen, we're going to talk about Student loan forgiveness. Biden announces 10 grand for most borrowers making under 125,000 a year. An additional 10 grand of relief for people who took out Pell Grants. We're going to learn how the student loan forgiveness program works. And we're going to hear conservatives bitch about it. It was also Ukrainian Independence Day, so we're going to check in on the war in Ukraine 6 months later. The U.S. also launching airstrikes in Syria, apparently targeting an Iranian group. We've got a fantastic story from Al Jazeera asking the question I think it was on my mind. I assume it's on everybody else's mind. Is what the fuck is the U.S. still doing in Syria? I don't think that's how the headline was worded. That was me taking liberties, but something to that effect. Plus, Nadler wins. We're quite possibly going to see the first Gen Z congressman, and we're going to listen to Laura Loomer cry and talk about how her opponents eat babies. All that and more tonight on the Troll Patrol live. It's a freaking Wednesday. What is up, RB? Weed indeed. Activate. You got channel points, don't you? Activate the weed. Activate the weed, or did you while I wasn't looking? You didn't activate the weed. Activate the weed with your channel points. I worked hard on that GIF. I want to see it. Fuck yeah. Sitting cow, good evening. I love those emotes. Unfortunately, maybe let me know if sometime during the show my new laughing troll emote gets approved. Oh shit. The reverse thread also doing the weed. I might have to pack my bong again, to be honest with you. I might have cashed it out just then. Nope. There's another hit in it. I hope everybody that smokes is also partaking with me. So, reverse thread, if you are a smoker, gets to the token. Oh, RB. So, it's in the left side. It has Nancy Pelosi. Yeah, it's on Twitch. You have Nancy Pelosi with troll hair, I believe, is the little thing. And it says FREAKIN. Now, it's always giving you channel points when you're watching on Twitch. So you look at it and, like, I can't see, like, I don't have channel points on my own channel, right? Over on Echoplex, I got like 10 grand. I use mine a lot, though. I go over there and use mine. But for something like I keep a 10 grand. So you've got different things. You got show a cat. You got weed. You got a pick an on-screen graphic. That's where you can do the no cursing. You can make me play an ad. You can shut somebody up. You can make me take a shot, but I made that one uber expensive. Because I don't like to drink. Pause the new man. I really need to go back. I never beat New Vegas, right? I need to get it on Steam. Because I never beat, and I was so close. I got to New Vegas. Close is relative depending on, I'm good about going about the main story and then doing side quests. New Vegas was so fucking good. But that's just, I got it at the end of my college career, and there's the weed. There's the weed. So, like, I'm leaving college, and then, like, I got a PS4, like, right around that time, so it just kind of got lost in the shuffle. I need to finish New Vegas, because, my God, that Fallout 4 was a disappointment. Also, I'm gonna put up, I'm going to put up a new Things you can redeem your channel points on, such as Get to the News. I know Warlord is going to use that one quite often. You can also, you'll be able to divert me and ask Justin about a movie, or ask Justin about a TV show, or some music, or wrestling. We're gonna have all those options. The fun just keeps coming here on Justin Freakin's channel. Bip Memo! Regards from Serbia. Hell yeah! Cheerio back to you here from the United States. It really let me down. I didn't like any of the factions. I didn't really want to go with any of the factions. I ended up going with the Institute. I completed the game as the Institute, and then I ended up killing Father at the end. Or Dad, or whatever the fuck they called him. Father, I think is what it was. It's been a while, and I've smoked a lot of pot. Because, you know, I played it when it came out, or not long after it came out. But New Vegas was, and I love the people that did New Vegas. They are awesome. They did Outer Worlds, and I loved Outer Worlds. Holy fuck, Outer Worlds was so good. And that's what sold me on that game, was just the fact that they did New Vegas. I'm like, I loved New Vegas, and I have beat Outer Worlds. Fan-fucking-tastic. If you haven't played it, play Outer Worlds. It's a little short though, which, I mean, there's plenty of shit that you can do in it. Guy comment, you didn't even miss any of the news. You didn't even miss any of the news. I've just been rambling. We got a shout out from Serbia though. We got a friend over in Serbia, and that is fucking cool as shit. I love talking to people all over the world. You know, for the longest time, I was a radio personality. And all I ever, you know, you had to be local to hear me. And now people all over the world can hear me, and that's fucking badass. Maybe even the universe. Maybe there's some fucking aliens out there listening to my voice right now. Hey, what up, aliens? Are you fuckable? Or maybe, I guess they wouldn't be listening to my voice right now. But fucking like years in the future, they're listening to my voice as the signal reaches them. What signal? What signal? This isn't being broadcast over the air. What are you talking about, Justin? Fuck. Idiot. Oh shit. I need to do a replay of Outer Worlds and just be a fucking dumbass. I tried to do every time I was faced with a decision, I tried to do whatever, like I tried to make the commie decision. I tried to make the leftist rebellious decision. I went against the company. I helped the people that were, you know, forming their own colony. I don't like hot weather either. But I'd rather be hot than cold. You know, I mean, I love the spring and the fall. Those are my favorites, right? We're getting ready to come up on my favorite time of year. Like, it's already starting to feel good. And hell, my housemate, she's already got Halloween decorations up. It feels like fall already. Like, I know, a step outside and it's still fucking summertime. But she has been watching fucking horror movies. She's got Halloween decorations up. Pumpkin spice creamer for the coffee. I'm not a winter guy. I don't like being cold. I think I owe 2 weeds on this. I owe 2 marijuanas. Also, my XLR cable on my microphone. It's starting to be shit. Might have to replace it. I like horror movies. They're not my They're not my favorite. I like a psychological thriller. And if there's horror elements to it, yeah, I'm all into that. But like, I like a psychological thriller. But then again, some people might say my favorite movie is a horror movie. I always change my favorite movie. Oh, is my favorite movie Doctor Strangelove or is it Devil's Rejects? Who knows? It changes depending on what day it is. Oh shit! You're in the Transylvania. Oh, of course you are in Hungary. Of course. That's fucking awesome. Shutter Island. It's been a long time since I've seen Shutter Island. I love me some Leo, but like I watched it when it came out. God, that would have been like 08, 09, 2010 kind of time frame, wouldn't it? It's been a while. It has been a while. It might have come out a little bit sooner than that, but that's when I saw it. (92°F) or like that's what 46 Celsius. Some of the upper 40s, I think. I think (92°F) is in the upper 40s Celsius. Warlord, can you give me that? Around upper 40 somewhere, I think. Hold on. I got the internet in front of me. Goddamn. What were we, 92 degrees? (33.3°C). I overshot that. That's why you don't listen to me. Thank you, Reverse Thread. Oh god, it's doing like a pi thing too. 33.3333333. To infinity and beyond. So I was way off on that. Fuck. 46 is like, that will kill you, apparently. 46 in Celsius will kill you. Oh shit. Dustin, good evening. Yeah, I'm just a dumb American. I don't know nothing about no Celsius. Oh, like I forget shit all the time. My stoner ass. I know 100°C is boiling, correct? Morning. There's morning everywhere. Like every place on Earth has morning, right? Well, I don't know. Like you get up to the poles, it starts being fucked up. Is Hungary far enough up to where like it's fucked up? You don't have like mornings. 46 is 115 in freedom units. Oh my god, in freedom units. I love you, Thread. I don't know what these cats are doing over here. You, Sitting Cow, you say that. You say that like it's so easy. Oh, you just subtract 32 and then multiply. I've already... It didn't... Like, it looked like jumbles to me when you said that. I am lucky that for a college degree, I didn't have to have an algebra or a fucking calculus or some shit. I had to take statistics. And statistics made fucking sense to me. All the rest of that shit don't make no sense to me. And I was lucky that for my philosophy degree, I was taking a class called Science in the Modern World, and it was exactly what we were talking about in statistics, but like put in, you know, philosophy terms. Like we were watching Monty Hall and shit. I don't know if you guys, do you guys know the Monty Hall problem? I was trying to explain this to my buddy the other day. I fucked up my desk somehow. Can I get like... Oh, there we go. I got it off the track or something. There we go. I was gonna get a... Oh, this is a YouTube video. How long is it? Let me watch it real fast here. Yeah, let's watch this. Let's watch this. You guys don't know what the Monty Hall problem. This is what we did in the statistics class, as well as in the philosophy class called Science in the Modern World. We watched a lot of Penn and Teller's bullshit in that class.
Hello and welcome.
Hello.
The Hall Problem with me, Ron Clark.
What's up, Ron Clark?
Imagine you are on a game show. The game show host shows you 3 doors.
I don't know. It's probably just faster if I explain it. All right, so on Let's Make a Deal, he asks you to pick a door. So you pick door number 2 here. He'll open one of these other doors. And when he opens one of these other doors, it'll have like a goat or a cow or some kind of stupid shit behind it. So then you've got the 2 closed doors, and he will ask you, do you want to keep the same door you picked? Or do you want to pick a different door, which would be door number 1 over here? If door number 3 was opened and it was a goat. Yes, you should always pick the other door. And that makes absolutely no sense to me. I have no clue why that's a thing. And I've had it explained to me. I've had it explained to me every different which way. Took 2 different classes that both talked about the same fucking thing and explained it to me. Still don't know why that's a thing. But I know it just from rote memory that you want to pick the other door. Now, I get the reasoning. I can explain the reasoning to you. Because when you picked the first door, you had a 1 in 3 shot. When you're given the chance to pick the other door, you have a 50-50 shot. So your odds are better the second time around. But that doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know why your odds are better. Just saying that, my head can't wrap around it. I don't know why the odds are better that way. Thank you, Dustin. I thought I was just stupid. Like I know instinctively because I've had it explained to me so many times. And because like I'm a real sucker for these like issues where, you know, things seem like they would be one way, but when you actually break it down, like the common sense is in the opposite way. I love breaking down logic like that, right? Another example would be like the woman that had coffee spilled on her from McDonald's. Everybody like hated that woman and heralded her as, you know, this over litigious society. But once you actually hear the facts, once you realize what McDonald's did to her, you come around like that actually has nothing to do with what I was talking about with the statistics. I'm just ranting. I'm just ranting. Meat cakes, good evening. Yes, I'm acting potato right now. That's what's going on. I'm acting a potato. Oh shit. Oh, are we gonna do the news? Let's do the news. I'm surprised fucking Warlord hasn't told me to yet. Like, sir, this is a new show. In here talking about let's make a deal and shit. Acting like a tater. Oh yeah, I'm getting ready to go to like this really serious story. Oh goddamn. Virtual wrong. Thank you. Thank you for the resub. Good boy. I don't know if I'm gonna stick with that gif. It seems a little sexist and misogynist. Like it says good boy and it's got a woman slapping a dude and everything. But it's just in some cases like what if it's somebody I love that's trans and it's misgendering them as they sub, and then that's not cool. That's not cool. So I think I'm gonna change the GIF. It was funny to me at first, but then I'm like, no, it doesn't work in all applications. I want something that's universally accepted. That everybody, no matter what, it's not going to trigger anybody. It's going to be a good chuckle. And those are the kinds of blind spots that, you know, somebody like me who's cisgendered has. That, you know, it might take thinking about it, like, oh shit, you know, I didn't think this one all the way through. Petting a troll doll's head, that would be great. Ooh, I bet that's a gift that exists. I bet I don't even have to create that. Though I could create it. By the way, did I tell you good evening, Virtual Wrong? It is a pleasure to see you. I love your face. Let's start off with the news tonight. We're doing war. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Say it again. Cicero. It is Ukrainian Independence Day. You know me with Ukraine. I don't want to give it too much attention. It doesn't deserve it. I want to do, you know, United States policies in regards to Ukraine. But it's Ukrainian Independence Day, and it is also half a year since the war began. It feels like it's been going on for fucking ever now, but it has been 6 months. Ida, good evening. Did Biden farts land? Biden farts, doot. Biden farts. Someone on YouTube said they summed it up perfectly. Let me make sure that I get them right. It's so unfunny, it's funny about the Biden farts that Steven Crowder played. It's so unfunny that it's funny. Oh my god, okay, so apparently some right-wingers have found my video mocking Trump's orange face. It's so weird. I can't find my audience on YouTube. When my videos go viral, it's of right-wingers trying to make fun of me. Every fucking time. Yes, I'm laughing at Crowder, and I can't believe there have been people that have come to that video and been like, it's a funny joke. Ha ha, you don't have a sense of humor. Anyway, it's Ukrainian Independence Day. Oh God, I don't know if you want to. This is the thumbnail I did for it the other day, just because it still cracks me up. The video is called Biden Farts. The cartoon Biden with the fart cloud coming out is from the video. Well, I mean, farts can be funny. I mean, I'm a South Park fan, you know? I was watching the 25th anniversary concert the other day, and there's a lot of fucking fart jokes, especially when they were going back to the old school shit, right? Farts can be funny. But, like, this video is just not humorous. But I think me making fun of Steven Crowder for it kind of is humorous. And me putting Steven Crowder's finger in Biden's asshole, I thought was funny. I've been on a roll with some of these thumbnails. Anyway, it's Ukrainian Independence Day. Unfortunately, there are 15 dead... Yeah, let me... Content warning.
Attack in Ukraine. The rocket hit a train station on the...
I still didn't watch that Sky comment.
More people are injured. President Zelensky warned Russians might try to do something particularly cruel. Meanwhile, the U.S. is announcing the largest military aid package yet to help Ukraine defend itself against Russia's onslaught.
Yeah, I hadn't heard that. God damn. No, I'm against that.
Today, the U.S. announcing its biggest military aid package to Ukraine yet, nearly
$1 billion,
which President Biden says will allow Ukrainian forces to acquire air defense and artillery systems, along with enhanced radar defenses.
Oh, it looked like it would be DC or DMCA.
The U.S. announcement coming on the 6-month
I went and checked it last
Russia's
night.
invasion of Ukraine, but also as Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is.
You guys trying to cost me my 14 cents. You guys don't know anything that's that viral is copyright. There are even companies that buy up the copyright on viral videos. The cat video we watched the other day, when I don't remember, did I bring up like cat? I'm a kitty cat to like producer Dave, and he's like, oh yeah, do you remember cat flushing a toilet? And I pulled up cat flushing a toilet, and that got me a copyright. And I'm like, God damn it.
Warning his people to expect increased attacks from Russia. Zelensky thanking the U.S. and describing to the United Nations the toll Russia's brutal war has had on his people.
There is no such war crime that the Russian occupiers have not yet committed on the territory of Ukraine.
The war's half-year anniversary.
I don't know. I think there's a lot of war crimes, aren't there?
Independence Day, marking 31 years since the country declared independence from the Soviet Union. Residents in the capital, Kyiv, defiantly celebrating before a display of destroyed Russian tanks. State Department.
Okay, that's funny. That's cool.
The U.S. has shared declassified intelligence with Ukraine, saying there is a heightened risk of Russian strikes on highly populated areas.
Ukraine's territory is huge, and Putin is able to launch missiles at any region of my country.
And Ukraine now accusing Russia of renewed shelling at the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant, Europe's largest plant. Russia arresting 2 plant workers it's accused of spying for Ukraine.
The UN actually had a meeting at the behest of Russia about this nuclear power plant yesterday.
Meanwhile, Zelensky and Ukraine's First Lady attending an Independence Day prayer service Wednesday for the nation. The UN estimates more than 5,500 civilians have been killed in Ukraine.
But that's what I'm saying, RB. There's like an awful lot of types of war crimes, aren't there? Or they're just like 5 and I didn't know it. I would assume there's a lot of things considered a war crime. You tell me he did every single one of them? Please don't be... I'm being a troll. I'm being a troll. I'm not giving this story the is reverence the right word that it deserves, I guess. And I'm just like, I feel for the people of Ukraine. I stand with the people of Russia that are anti-war. I don't think the U.S. should be sending billions upon billions of dollars of arms and shit and feeding the war machine to Ukraine. Zelensky was considered corrupt before the war started, and then the narrative has changed about him. That's true. And he was considered a lame duck president, and then the war started, and now he's like a fucking hero. Kind of odd, and I'm not a conspiracy theorist. You guys know this. So and I've seen a lot of figures like Zelensky. There's not just... Once again, when you are up on history, every time the U.S. has armed rebel factions to try to especially fight Russians, but anytime we've done it anywhere else as well, it's come back to bite us in the ass. The most analogous example I can give you is the fucking the Mujahideen that we armed in the 80s, trained to fight the Russians in Afghanistan, ended up attacking us on 9/11. I feel like the same thing when you just dump a bunch of arms into a country and you don't help them actually build a society, you don't help them survive, you just dump arms on them, I think bad things happen. And also, I've seen a lot of figures like Zelensky that come to power riding a wave of popular support, and they get the big head and turn authoritarian. And there are numerous examples of those in that very region. So I'm not liking where this situation is heading, but also I don't have any good fucking ideas. I don't fucking know. Other commentators are going to get on here and going to tell you like some bullshit, acting like they got the answers. I think Ukraine has a right to defend itself. I think Russia is a bully. I think Russia is a authoritarian country that is not good. There's nobody to root for here. I root for the people of Ukraine. But I totally, in terms of U.S. foreign policy, I do not believe we should be sending $1 billion of arms to them. Should we provide intelligence, strategic fucking backup to them? Sure. Should we send humanitarian aid? Absolutely. Should we try to negotiate and facilitate a peace? Yes. So that's where I stand on the situation. Oh, let me read this off for people that are listening to the audio. August 24th marks 6 months since Russian forces invaded Ukraine. The milestone coincides with Ukraine's Independence Day. But celebrations in Kiev were banned for fears of attacks from Russia. We understand that this is a forced measure to protect us, not to provoke anything bad so people aren't killed. Anything should be done to save lives, and staying at home isn't that big of a sacrifice. We understand this. Zelensky and his wife attended a prayer for Ukraine in a gaudy fucking cathedral. This is Zelensky. We won't look for a mutual understanding. If you don't want our soldiers, or if you don't want your soldiers to die, get out of our land. If you don't want your mothers to cry, liberate our lands. An estimated 9,000 soldiers and 6,000 Ukrainian civilians have been killed. The U.S. says 80,000 Russians have died or been injured in the conflict. God! Russia now controls about 20% of Ukraine. As a Ukrainian resident, I don't see anything good in war, especially from a moral standpoint. Everything is closed, the factories are closed, so there is no work, no earnings. I hope our victory over the so-called Russian liberators will come soon.
Дуже патріотичний, я вважаю.
This is also a Ukrainian resident. I believe that we will definitely win, and in fact, it is very beautiful that we made such an effort because patriotic places come together and want to rush to help and defend. And when everyone helps, it raises morale very much. I think everything will be fine.
Дуже піднімає бойовий дух. Я вважаю, що все буде добре.
At least 12 million people have fled their homes since the invasion, but hundreds of thousands have also returned to Ukraine. In the beginning, I cannot say it was hard, but a little scary. But when we got used to it all, we believe that we will win. But then we got used to it all. We believe we will win. So far, the U.S. has provided over $10 billion in support to Ukraine. Which also, as I was seeing the pictures, looks like a fucking lovely country. It's heartbreaking that this has happened to it. Also, heartbreaking is the fact that we decided to, we were talking about Iran last night, and how I thought that, you know, there was the chance that we were getting a surprise Iran deal this fall. I don't know. U.S. Says airstrikes in Syria intended to send a message to Iran. U.S. military airstrikes in eastern Syria were a message to Iran and Tehran-backed militias that targeted American troops this month and several other times over the past, the Pentagon said on Wednesday. Colin Kahl, the Undersecretary of Defense for Policy, told reporters that the U.S. airstrikes overnight on facilities used by militias backed by Iran's paramilitary Revolutionary Guard demonstrated that the United States will not hesitate to defend itself against Iranian and Iran-backed aggression when it occurs. He said that the U.S. decision to launch the strikes was based on both the nature of the militia attacks on August 15th at the Al-Tanf garrison, where U.S. troops are based in the south, and the fact that, based on recovered drone parts, we believe we have Iran dead to rights on attribution. I did way too many voiceovers today, guys. I'm really tired. Hours after the U.S. strike, my housemate, I was like, my mouth is getting tired. And she's like, how does your mouth get tired? I'm like, because I'm sitting over here enunciating. I get it. It gets tiring. Hours after the U.S. strikes 2 U.S. military locations in northeastern Syria near large oil and gas fields, coincidence, were hit with rocket fire. According to U.S. Central Command, the rockets hit near Green Village and the Conoco gas field in Deir el-Zur. One U.S. service member was treated for a minor injury and has been returned to duty, and 2 others were under evaluation for minor injuries. Now, if this story raises a question in your mind, you're probably thinking the same question that I had and a lot of people had. Al Jazeera apparently had the very same question. Why does the U.S. still have forces in Syria? It was weird. This was weird. U.S. forces have targeted a base operated by Iranian allies in eastern Syria after an attack near a U.S. base last week. Now, I will point out that the story we just read was U.S. propaganda. Now we're going to read from Al Jazeera, so a little bit different slant on the news. United States air attacks on targets, it says, were associated with Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps in eastern Syria have put the spotlight once again on the continued presence of U.S. forces in the country. In recent years, Washington has pulled back from its previously more extensive role in the country, but has stayed on in a limited capacity in some areas, ostensibly to fight ISIL or ISIS and limit Iran's influence in the country. The eastern Syria raids announced on Wednesday appear to be part of the latter, with Central Command spokesperson Colonel Joe Bacino saying that the strikes were necessary to protect and defend U.S. personnel in a response to an August 15th attack targeting U.S. forces that was allegedly launched by Iranian-backed militias. When did the U.S. military involve itself in Syria? If you weren't paying attention, you might not know. Despite indicating its support for the Syrian opposition shortly after the beginning of the uprising against Syrian President Bashar al-Assad, the U.S.'s first major military involvement in Syria was against ISIL. In September 2014, a U.S.-led coalition launched air raids against ISIL in Syria as part of a campaign it was already conducting in Iraq. The U.S. contributed approximately 2,000 soldiers to the coalition, and in October of 2015 supported the creation of the Syrian Democratic Forces, a group largely made up of the Kurdish People's Protection Units. Despite President Barack Obama's talk of a red line should the al-Assad government use chemical weapons in Syria, it was only under President Donald Trump that the first direct attacks against the Syrian government were conducted. I am very murky on exactly what happened with the chemical weapons. It's still up in the air. I don't know that I believe the stories, whether it was the Assad government or whether it was rebel fucking forces that were trying to make it look like it was the Assad government in order to dupe the U.S. into getting involved. There have been so many conflicting stories. I don't know what to believe about that. More than likely, whatever Al Jazeera is saying is closest to the truth. After a chemical attack killed 88 people in the Idlib province, U.S. forces fired cruise missiles in April of 2017 at a base believed to have been where the chemical attacks were launched from, or was launched from, where the chemical attack was launched from. U.S.-led attack was also launched in April of 2018 after a chemical attack in the opposition-held town of Douma. In addition to the SDF, the U.S. has covertly armed and trained Syrian opposition forces, although that was severely reduced in 2017 and limited only to groups directly fighting ISIL. If you'd like to finish reading this article, which goes really in depth, which I appreciate, here you go. When we come back from the other side of the break, we're going to talk about Jerry Nadler winning in New York. We're going to talk about the possible election of the first Generation Z congressman. We're going to hear Laura Loomer talk about how her opponents are eating babies. I got this dude that tried to troll me on a Tim Pool video, and I clicked on his page, and he's a content creator himself. And he has a video about non-mainstream media to follow, and I thought that might be a fun watch. Was Marjorie Taylor Greene swatted overnight? Apparently, Ryan Zinke, the former Interior Secretary, lied to a watchdog group investigating him. We're going to talk about student loan forgiveness, and we're going to watch conservatives bitch about it. The DOJ released the Bill Barr memo describing the Mueller report, and we're going to check in on Trump, Giuliani, and all those chuckle fucks. All that and more on the other side of the break, here on the Troll Patrol. Live. This is WWE superstar and multiple-time champion Seth Rollins. Seth is one of the top wrestlers in the industry, and never in a million years would I expect that Seth would be spying on me, or at least following me on social media. You see, a few years ago, around 2015 or 2016, Seth started referring to himself as
Seth freaking Rollins.
Now, Justin, you may say, your name is Justin Freakin. That's not very similar. And you'd be right. But I actually rebranded myself as Justin Freakin after Rollins blatantly stole my gimmick. Before last year, I went by
Justin Freakin Mullins. Justin Freakin Mullins.
Justin Freakin Mullins.
I am on film and audio, calling myself Justin Freakin Mullins several years before Seth Rollins. And if we take a trip in the Wayback Machine, we can see that I've actually been using the appellative since I was in high school. If this was Seth's only offense, I might let it slide. But recently he started referring to himself as
The Monday Night Messiah.
I wonder where I have heard something like that before.
I am the new media messiah.
I am the new media messiah.
Self-proclaimed new media messiah.
The new media messiah.
So, Seth, since you and the WWE are clearly paying attention to me, consider this video your cease and desist to stop infringing on my intellectual property, and issue me a check for a cut of that sweet merchandise money. Obviously, you and the WWE are big fans of my ideas, so maybe you should offer me a slot on the creative team. Anyone who has watched Raw in the past decade knows you could use the help. And if you're watching this video and you're not Seth Rollins, check out the links below to learn how you can contribute to my legal fund.
Now we turn to YouTuber Justin FREAKIN. The guy's, he's a formidable voice in the culture. Uncensored and unfiltered political talk and debate from a leftist perspective. The day's top news stories and videos with astute social commentary.
Not high enough for this shit.
All we're establishing is this guy's wicked sick aesthetic.
Right-wingers are morons.
You brought back the wrong kind of fucking cake, you idiot.
Guess I gotta thank Matt Walsh for introducing me to Justin FREAKIN.
Yet you're like, we'll pray for somebody. You think you can telepathically communicate with a deity, and you have the audacity to say somebody else has a mental disorder. For the love of God.
My numbers always seem to go up during the commercial break, so like maybe I'll just start playing commercials the whole time. Not actually reading the news. That would be way easier. Just saying. Guess I'd have to produce some new shit. I'm working on a few video essays. Commercial rug. Oh shit. I'm working on some video essays, and hopefully the one about cops is coming very, very soon. Unfortunately, I'm like fucking doing stupid shit to actually make money to live on all the time. Janny Lovey. Is that how you say that? Janny, I love you. I'm so glad to see you tonight. I will certainly put it in the Discord for you. I love the meme. The only thing I don't like about it is that this is on the bottom line. Oh man, it makes my eye twitch, and I don't know why. I was like, just a little TLC in Photoshop would fix this right up. I'll certainly put it in the Discord for you. Phoebe, I hope you get here in time for Laura Loomer. You've got about maybe 10-15 minutes. It depends on how much I bullshit. Meme is in the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, it's starting to get hopping. I'm glad you guys like kept it alive while we were still growing as a channel. But it's starting to get hopping. I like the Discord. I like when chuds get in there. And like sometimes I'll pop in. You guys been arguing with a chud, and I'm like, ooh shit, what's this? I want in. I want me some chud. Let's have some chud for breakfast. Also, for some reason, they're not wanting to approve. Twitch is not wanting to approve my emote of socks. I don't know if the name like. You guys said that there was no political emotes allowed, but yet I have Rudy Giuliani as an emote. I have other political themed emotes. It's weird. I don't what are the rules on this? I have Laughing Troll Head that should be ready to go for you guys soon. Yeah, you still don't have no Laughing Troll Head. Socks has still not been approved. So I don't know. Yeah. I've got Troll Biden. I've got Nancy Pelosi. I don't understand. I've got right wingers or morons. Oh shit. Robert and Andre. Is that a joint account? Which one of you cheated? I'm just kidding. I love you. And if you need somebody for a threesome, like
You live in sexual anarchy?
oh god. It's just the idea of a threesome. That's like I'm into it. One dude, I might not be attractive. I might not be into you. Two dudes that I might not find attractive on their own. That's a really attractive threesome. I'm sorry, Pip. I'm sorry.
Come on, man.
You never know what's going to pop up at you. Oh, by the way, speaking of Joe Biden, I don't have it on the list of stories to do tonight, but I do want to point out that Jill Biden has a rebound case of COVID. So once again, we are on
Biden dies of COVID watch.
I keep having to change that. Oh, fucking shit. Do asexuals live in asexual anarchy? They live in asexual anarchy. They live in asexual anarchy. Asexuals live in asexual anarchy. Oh, fucking shit. Oh, yeah, everybody was complimenting the meme, and I didn't read it for people that are listening to the podcast. The right reacting to a leftist meme. How am I supposed to laugh at this? There is no bigotry. Is that Gaston? Is that cartoon Gaston? I haven't seen the movie since I was a kid. I've seen the play a gazillion times. So I'm just assuming that's Gaston, but that could be another character. No one fucks like Gaston, and no one shits like Gaston, and I'm sorry. Let's go back to the news. I'm way out of my depth when it comes to show tunes. I should not be trying to sing show tunes to you. In New York. Let me put on the election graphics for you guys. Boom! Update from last night's election results. Jerry Nadler in New York pulling out the victory against Carolyn Maloney. Two sitting members of Congress that were facing off in a redistrict district.
A bitter primary that pitted incumbents and colleagues against one another. Congressman Jerry Nadler will win the Democratic nomination in the 12th congressional district, unseating Carolyn Maloney. The longtime
I figured he would.
Drawn into the same race after their districts were redrawn earlier this year. In the crowded race for New York's 10th congressional district, Daniel Goldman is the projected winner, but only by a slim margin. Eyewitness News reporter Sonia Rincon is live in Lower Manhattan. Sonia?
What's up, Sonia?
Sandra, we're outside Assemblymember Yulee News district office. She hasn't spoken publicly today, but she made it very clear last night that she's waiting for every absentee ballot to be counted before offering any sort of...
I believe you lost.
Is now opening those absentee ballots, but won't finish counting them until the deadline next week and won't certify the results until September 9th. And if former prosecutor and House Impeachment Counsel Dan Goldman remains ahead as expected, he will become the Democratic nominee here in the 10th Congressional District.
There were so many high quality, really top-notch candidates in this race. I learned a lot from them as we went through this process, and I'm very eager to work with them on our shared progressive vision.
After outspending his 11 opponents and coming out ahead by a narrow margin, Dan Goldman is poised to represent one of the city's more progressive redrawn districts, narrowly defeating Assemblymember Yulee New in the Democratic primary.
She was the darling of the left. The left turns out votes, particularly in Park Slope portion of that district, always had working families party members can win. There's a tremendous amount of organizing going on, and it was a clear message to the...
If she was WFP, I would have been behind her. I don't know anything about
in New York
politics.
A number
on our
Boy, howdy, it's very confusing.
The result also means Mondaire Jones, who moved to Brooklyn to run in the open seat in the 10th rather than face Sean Patrick Maloney in his current Westchester and Rockland district, won't be back for the next term, nor will longtime Congresswoman Carolyn Maloney, after losing to Jerry Nadler in a race that did pit two incumbents against each other. 3 white men endorsed by the New York Times, Nadler, Goldman, and the other Maloney, all winning their respective Democratic primaries. Political analyst Hank Scheinkoff says New York's delegation lost not just a seat in the next term, but also diversity and political clout.
We lost seniority. We lost power. We lost a presence with relationships at a time when the state really needs as much help as it can get, and so does the city.
It has been a great honor and a joy.
Well, I mean, you guys drew New York is the bluest state.
We reached out to Congresswoman Maloney, who is...
You drew the districts.
...today. Now, looking ahead to the November midterms, Nadler will face Republican Michael Zumbluskas, and Goldman will face Republican Benin Hamden, both the respective winners in their primaries last night in the 12th and 10th.
Pat Ryan won in a special election.
We want to turn now to yesterday's elections. New York Democrat Pat Ryan is heading to the nation's capital after winning the special election for the state's 19th district.
Ryan gained traction by campaigning on abortion rights. He ultimately secured 52% of the vote, defeating Republicans.
That seems to be the winning message going into November.
About the remaining 4 months of Antonio Delgado's term. Delgado was tapped to serve as New York's lieutenant governor, but Ryan's work isn't over. State redistricting is pitting him against Republican Assemblyman Colin Schmidt in November for the 18th district.
For more now, we are actually joined by Congressman-elect Pat Ryan from Kensington, New York. So thanks for being here, Pat.
So going to finish out a term will be on the ballot again in November.
Though, because it's a personal victory for you, but we're hearing a lot from Democrats who think that this is a harbinger of things to come, especially when it comes to questions about campaigning on abortion rights.
Oh, I am so proud that our community stepped up at this moment where I believe that fundamental rights and freedoms are under threat. Democracy is at risk. And this was really a referendum on freedom in America. And we sent a loud and clear message here that when people try to take away rights and freedoms we have fought and worked and rallied to secure, Americans will stand up and say that is not who we are as a country. So I'm really proud that our community was part of sending that message. And I do think that momentum will continue.
So your district, the 19th district, is really this rare example of a true swing district where you had Barack Obama, as you know, carrying that district in 2008 and 2012, then went to Donald Trump, and then swung back to Joe Biden in 2020. So given how purple...
How does that happen?
What specifically do you think the takeaways are from your victory, in addition to the...
I mean, that has to be two different electorates voting. That can't be the same people voting.
Which we know is something that we have heard about nationwide as well. What were some of the other takeaways for you?
Well, I think the big takeaway was with democracy at threat, with fundamental rights being...
Well, I mean, there ain't anything wrong with drugs, son. Come on.
My 3-year-old and 7-month-old at daycare that they might get gunned down. Folks want someone who's going to stand up and fight and be clear and unequivocal about the stakes in our country.
Since he mentioned it, I do want to let the childrens know. Remember, kids, shoot up drugs, not schools. That's my message for the childrens.
Country right now, and that's really what we've done in this campaign. My opponent in this race used a very tired playbook to try to lie and deceive. And clearly voters saw right through that. So much of my message and focus on this campaign has been talking about the fact that for me, going to West Point, serving in combat, really putting...
Oh my God, I don't give a shit about your combat. I don't give a shit about West Point. Jesus Christ. What I do like, though, I like this...
It was a historic night for...
I like this kid who aims to be the first Gen Z congressman. Yes, that's what we need in this country. We need new blood.
Zoomers in Florida when 25-year-old Maxwell Alejandro Frost became one of the first Gen Z candidates to head to a general congressional election. Beating out 9 other Democratic candidates, Frost is now gunning for the state's 10th congressional seat. NBC News digital reporter Maya Egan spent the day with Frost and joins us now. Was there anything that surprised you, Maya, about this candidate or his campaign?
I have to tell you, Morgan, the vibe was immaculate. It kind of felt like a dorm in the best way possible, but it was really casual and surprisingly successful. So let's take a look. Maxwell Alejandro Frost will be one of the first Gen Z candidates heading to the general election for Congress. His primary election day on Tuesday was packed.
Hey,
Maxwell,
nice to meet you. Good to meet you too.
How are you feeling?
We're feeling really good. You know, we have the momentum right now, which is really what you want on election day.
So tell me what's on the agenda for the rest of the day.
So we're going to go to more polling locations, meet voters, shake some hands, because every vote matters, especially in these Florida elections. Yeah, just reminding people to go vote. Have you voted yet?
I feel like so many people in our generation are very jaded by politics.
Yeah, the reason why we're so jaded with politics is because we've been lied to our whole life that if you vote for this person, this will happen tomorrow. That's what politicians tell us, and it's a farce. It's not right. So I'm running to be a voice for my community.
I mean, that's kind of hyperbolic.
Fight for certain things, what my beliefs are, and talk about the fact that I'm here to build a coalition, to build a progressive infrastructure.
See you, Bip. Have a good night.
Where we want to go, but it can't just be me, and that's been the problem in politics.
My big question
is, it was a pleasure having you here.
All of this at 25.
It's been very stressful. I mean, it's the hardest thing I've ever done in my life.
What do you say to people who think you might not have enough experience?
I would say my experience is what qualifies me to be in Congress. Congress needs to be diverse in not just race, not just gender, age, but also
age.
I'm an organizer.
Yes.
Maxwell worked as a staffer for several campaigns and spent much of his teen years organizing with the ACLU and March for Our Lives. How much money have you been able to fundraise?
So just last night we hit $2.
Yes, I like this kid.
And where are
He's not a kid. I'm infantilizing him.
Out of any candidate in this race here in Florida, but also people across the country who are paying attention to the work going on here.
What do you say to your opponents who might think that because your donors are outside of
He's more mature than I am.
Reflection on you?
I have the most individual contributions here in Florida, so it's just not true. But on top of that, I don't think it's to have people outside.
Toad's pulling out the Beatles.
Frost won the primary election Tuesday, beating 9 other Dems running for the spot. Now it's on to the November general election, where he'll go up against GOP candidate Calvin Wimbush for the congressional seat. Frost says this journey is about so much more than just him.
It means a lot, right? I'll be the 4th Afro-Latino, the first Afro-Cuban, the first member of Generation Z, but more than all of that, it's going to be the honor of a lifetime to represent my home, my community, such a diverse district of people in the United States Congress.
Nice, super interesting.
Really seems like he's got the momentum behind him. I'm rooting for him. Toad, so like Beatles popped up on my playlist and the housemate was like, I thought you were a Beatles hater. I'm not a Beatles hater at all. Like I like a lot of Beatles songs. Gore, welcome. There's a Cuban in Florida. Well, he was very mixed. I don't like Elvis at all, really. No, I'm not. There is nothing about Elvis I really dig. I'm not listening to Elvis. There's no Elvis on my playlist at all. There is Beatles. Oh, fucking Warlord is Goof. Yeah, Elvis is Goof. Oh, you had it right the first time. Elvis is Goof. Oh my God, that's a t-shirt now. Elvis is Goof. Elvis is Goof is a t-shirt that is going on the Freak store. Because Elvis is Goof. He's also a fucking pedophile. We don't like pedophiles around here. I'm just saying. When it comes to Elvis's music, Maynard is not impressed. He's judging you. But I like I like John Lennon and I like George Harrison. I don't really care too much for Paul McCartney. I don't like the Paul McCartney written songs. I definitely like the George Harrison, John Lennon written songs better. It is very clear. So I don't know. I'm not a Beatles hater, but if you're gonna hear some Beatles on my playlist, it's gonna be some Hey Bulldog was what played, I do believe. And something else popped up. I'm pretty sure everyone in the band has an outsized chance of being a pedophile. Core, especially back then, apparently. Because, like, all of them. Fucking Jimmy Page. Fuck you, Jimmy Page. Fuck you, Jimmy Page. David Bowie. But David Bowie was consensual. Like, the woman was like, it was a magical encounter. When I was 15 or 16 years old with David Bowie. Can't remember what Obla Dee, Obla Da was the other song that popped up. Like, if Beatles gonna pop up, it's gonna be like, you know, a deeper cut. It's not gonna be fucking I Wanna Hold Your Hand or something. Might be Happiness is a Warm Gun. The Traveling Wilbur, they only put out one album. Am I correct on that one? But I mean, how could that not be one of the best groups ever? I mean, look at the fucking talent in that. So, like, fucking... I've been trying to stall because next is Laura Loomer on my list of shit. And Phoebe in Discord wanted to be here for Laura Loomer. Oh no, Warlord wants Laura Loomer. I was just trying to stall. I got off talking about music and shit. I can talk about music all night. You guys know this. I still owe you the Justin Freakin's Fun Time Fucking Around stream where we do the I think it was Revolver or Consequence of Sound, one of those sites, and it's 35 songs from the past 35 years you haven't heard in a while, or some shit like that. And I haven't even looked at the list. I don't know what's on it. I've been saving that for a freaking Fun Time Fucking Around stream. And honestly, I got to the end of the South Park concert and I'm like, you know, I should have done this as a Fun Time Fucking Around. Oh, you just want to end this stream and do Fun Time Fucking Around and do the 35 songs? But we got so much more to talk about, like Laura Loomer. And we're also on
Biden dies of COVID watch.
Oh shit. I mean, okay, I'm gonna do a poll, but this time I'm gonna charge a hell of a lot of money or a hell of a lot of bits to do additional votes. Oh no, I can just take Freak Coin off of it. You gotta do bits. You gotta do real money if you want to rig this poll. Ha 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 ha. I'm a man of the people. I wanna do the news, but like, There you go. There's your... What? No, I had such a good poll. Fuck you, Warlord. Oh my God. That poll does not count. I can report poll. Is Biden still... I think Biden is... I think Joe Biden is negative. We're no longer on...
Dies of COVID watch.
We're no longer on Joe Biden dies of COVID watch. We're now on...
Biden dies of COVID watch.
Jill Biden dies of COVID watch. So that might take us back in a circle to...
Biden dies of COVID watch.
And somehow we haven't been on...
Trump dies of COVID watch.
Moggs, good evening. Somehow we haven't been on Trump dies of COVID. This motherfucker's been out here in crowds of people. And somehow hasn't caught the COVID again. Maybe he has, and we don't know about it. They treated him with the Paxlovid, and they've just kept it on the down low because it would look bad on him. That could be it. Did the poll end? Is this motherfucker still going? Because I'm not. I mean, news won that. Warlord, what you don't know is that I gave more options than you did. Mine was stop and do fun time. No. After Laura Loomer, do fun time, or 40 more minutes and do fun time. So you had other options. You might have come out better in that poll. Okay, I will if you'll let me do the poll like I was gonna do, then you might get a result you dig. Okay, there you go. There's the real poll. I don't know how I wasn't able to delete his poll as it was going on. It doesn't make any sense. Cancel Warlord, everyone says. Still no laughing troll head. It's really upsetting me. Curiouser, good evening. Welcome. All right, let's go to Laura Loomer, who is having a completely normal day. Our enemies eat babies and other totally normal reactions to Laura Loomer losing her primary. For those of you who are not aware who Laura Loomer is, She's a far-right, self-described anti-Semite or anti-Islamophobe or fucking like, she's all over the place. She's as far-right as they come. She was one of the first people to get like permanent ban from Twitter 2017, 2018 time, and she handcuffed herself to Twitter headquarters. That is what she is most famous for. And do a little blood libel conspiracy theories as a treat. Let's see. Loomer gave her supporters even more reason to post wild allegations when she told them she has no intention of conceding defeat after losing by just 6 points in a race that was much closer than many in the GOP establishment would have liked.
Because I'm a winner, and the reality is our Republican Party is broken to its core. What we have done tonight has really honestly shocked the nation. We have further exposed the corruption within our own feckless, cowardly Republican Party. And that is exactly the reason why, right, I decided to run against the Rhino Republican, Daniel Webster. Do you not think Daniel Webster? Yeah.
Cope and seethe. I hope the eating babies thing is on video.
We are losing our country because of big tech election interference. And I am pleading with the Republican Party to please start taking this issue seriously. Please. Because the American people deserve representation. And that's why I ran for Congress in 2020. It's why I ran for Congress in 2022. And it's why I'm going to keep fighting for all of you. I'm never going to...
No, is the clip not on here? She's a proud Islamophobe, she says. Calling Islam a cancer on society, she says she is pro-white nationalism and she wanted more migrant deaths. Her racist statements have seen her banned from all mainstream digital platforms, but that did not keep her from coming close to defeating the incumbent who's been in Congress for over a decade. I'm still waiting on my appeal. Let's go over to Google where I can actually open up. So I'm hoping we have the video of her saying our opponents eat babies. This account is suspended.
Laura, do you know how huge we are right now? You went up against a sitting incumbent with a name recognition off the chart.
I know, but a win's a win and a loss is a loss.
You're gonna win, but
No.
This is
you
huge.
are our next congresswoman. You are. It is. I know, but
She always looks like she's in shock. Like, I don't want to make fun of somebody's looks, but like she always looks like she's in shock at all times.
I know, but we're right now. We were like literally 100 folks. I'm not even worried. I love it.
That wasn't the eating babies part. I want to hear the eating babies part. Damn it! Give me the baby eating. Give me the baby eating. Is it this one? There's no baby eating over here. Is it too wild? Is it too wild for the open internet? Nobody's gonna play it. Where did she say our opponents eat babies at? Our enemies eat babies. Oh, she wrote it on her Telegram channel. Moments after it was announced that the America First candidate had lost her primary to incumbent Rep. Dan Webster. Oh, so she posted on Telegram. She didn't say it somewhere. She puts the Nazi in Ashkenazi. She looks like she's shocked at all times. I don't want to make fun of how somebody looks. What did the poll end up with? Did the news win again? 40 more minutes then fun time. Does that mean I gotta get all the news in? And Warlord could not have rigged the vote in any way. Only one person voted. What? Oh, fuck you, Core. Oh, fuck. Fuck. Gotta comment, rig the vote. Well, that means we gotta get all the news in. Okay, so let me turn the regular graphics back on. Let's start the countdown. Oh, great. Now we're getting ready to talk about Biden and student loan forgiveness. Thank you, Ida. Thank you for believing in me. Let's talk about how student loan forgiveness is going to work, because even I have no clue. Did I get 10 grand? Did I get 10 grand forgiven today? Did I get 20 grand forgiven? I don't know.
Plan to cancel billions of dollars in student loan debt. The plan will cancel loans for borrowers making less than $125,000 a year, including $20,000 for Pell Grant recipients. The federal loan payment pause is also being extended through the end of the year. Mr. Biden says today's action will do more than just take away debt from those who need it most, but will help Americans for years to come.
Oh, yeah, this is going to be a big help.
It focuses the benefit on middle class and working families. It helps both current and future borrowers, and will fix a badly broken system.
It does cap the payments at 5%. That is cool. They have extended the student loan pause. Yeah, let me just run everything down, because we're not going to be able to watch this whole 7-minute video, since we got to wrap everything up in 30 minutes. So yeah, if you took out Pell Grants, you got 20 grand worth of relief. It doesn't mean shit. It doesn't mean it's going to God damn it! It's going to cover a lot of people's interest, basically. And here's the thing, is like the timer for the fun time stream. I've got to get through the 10 minutes before we can get to the fun time stream. Let's hear conservatives gripe about it, get upset about it. I have to come up with different words than what I wrote on my notes here. This is conservative mama who is having a fit over student loan forgiveness. Is having a fit over student loan forgiveness. Is having a fit.
Hey, you guys, I just want to thank you so much for coming. I know that I don't know any of you, but I'm so happy to have you here to help me celebrate. Today, Biden announced that he is cutting.
Now, I usually she's doing like some kind of a character. I don't know if this is middle class liberal wine mom or something she's doing here. I don't know what this is. Maybe there was some indication in the description. Pay your own loans is the description. She laughed at her own video. Pay your own loans is all there is in the description.
Like a lot of student loan debt. And that means that I can now be a lawyer in my daddy's firm. And I'm so excited. And I want to thank you. I want to thank you guys, because you guys are the ones that are paying this loan, these loans. plural off for me. And I'm just so thankful. I'm so thankful. Thank you for doing this. Do you guys want to just go around and introduce yourselves and say who you are?
Yeah, my name's Toby. I never went to college. I'm a plumber, and this here's some real
My name's Cindy. I am a small business owner. I own a bakery, and I never went.
Yeah, it blew me away too.
And to be honest, things are pretty tight for us financially right now. So I don't know how we're gonna afford to do this for you. Someone else can go.
That was her own bleep.
My name's Freddie. Thanks for the wine. I'm an electrician, and I didn't go to college either. And to be honest with you, I really can't afford to do this for you. So this is all pretty messed up. Just.
I'm sure he can't answer that, Cicero.
I'm your trash guy. I've been your trash guy for the last 5 years, and wave at you all the time, and you never wave back. I didn't go to college, and I just gotta say, pay your own.
What's weird is that conservative mama herself would be more like the character she's mocking than any of the people that she thinks she's taking the side of. She sits in her house and makes videos on Facebook.
Loans. Okay? Okay, so some of you guys are not as thrilled about this as I am. But thank you. Thank you for doing this for me. And now I'm gonna slip out of my own home.
Right-wingers are horrible at comedy, but there are a million people in her, like, this got 8,000 reactions, 819 comments. I'm sure they're all in the comments be like, oh, this is the funniest thing I've ever seen. So true. I paid all my classes in cash as I went through it. I doubt that, ma'am. Oh, crap. I didn't mean to click this random profile over here. Don't go harassing Amber Ginger or whatever that was. She doesn't look that old. My mortgage identifies as a student loan. People are cracking up over that one. I believe I commented. But it's weeded out probably. Did Justin FREAKIN troll this? Or Justin Muffins probably. Did Justin Muffins get deleted? Because Justin certainly pointed out how subsidized mortgages are. These people don't understand shit. Ah! I was so close. Well, I mean, 4 minutes. I was over the halfway mark. Here is a millennial that paid off their student loans, over $100,000. Paid off their student loans. A millennial who paid off $100K in student loans just months before Biden announced forgiveness, says the president should forgive all of it. There was no confetti, no congratulations, or fanfare of any kind. No one cheered for Steve, a 36-year-old software engineer in Texas, when he woke up at 6 a.m. on March 15th, 2022. He made his final payment on his student loans. He didn't think this moment would be so matter-of-fact, considering the huge and at times painful impact his loans had on his life. It took Steve nearly 12 years to pay off more than $100,000 in student loan debt. Just 5 months shy of the Biden administration's announcement, it was forgiving $10,000, as if that's just a drop in the bucket anyway. They're forgiving $10,000 in loans for borrowers making less than $125K a year. Possibly they're not making less than $125K, so it wouldn't matter to them anyway. Despite the financial, mental, and even physical pain that carrying more than six figures in student loan debt caused Steve, he says he's happy for anyone who receives student loan forgiveness. He doesn't resent anyone eligible for the government's $10,000 or up to $20,000 for Pell Grant holders. Forgive all of it is my opinion, Steve says. $10,000 is a nice start. Maybe with this amount of debt off their backs, people can begin to build their lives. The Biden-Harris student debt relief plan is expected to wash out roughly $300 billion worth of debt, according to the Penn-Wharton budget model. Approximately one-third of federal student loan borrowers will have their debt completely wiped out, with benefits going disproportionately to working class and middle-income households. Since 1980, the cost of public and private colleges nearly tripled. Federal support has not kept up, which means more people have had to borrow money in order to get degrees. Recent data totals student loan debt in the U.S. at $1.75 trillion, a number we did not keep track of. The government did not keep track of student debt until the 90s. It wasn't a thing that was significant enough for the government to even track. It's amazing I didn't cuss. It's amazing I didn't cuss. Raise your hand if you know who Ryan Zinke is. You can be forgiven if you didn't. It's weird that I've known who Ryan Zinke is for so long. Pretty sure he used to be a congressman, then he was the Interior Secretary under Donald Trump. Ex-Interior Secretary Ryan Zinke lied to investigators in casino case, a watchdog group finds. The Interior Department's Inspector General detailed Zinke and his Chief of Staff's attempts to mislead federal officials because of course he did. And not only this, he was so scandal-ridden, he was forced to resign from the Trump administration. Just because he had so many scandals going on. Former Interior Secretary Ryan Zinke, who's favored to win a new House seat representing Montana this fall. I didn't know he was running again. Oh. Former Interior Secretary Ryan Zinke, who's favored to win a new House seat representing Montana this fall, lied to investigators several times about conversations he had with federal officials, lawmakers, and lobbyists about two Indian tribes' petition to operate a New England casino, the department's watchdog said in a report released on Wednesday. And this is just like the cherry on top of all the scandals he's been involved in. And he's gonna go back to Congress. I think he was in Congress before. Let me refresh my memory on who Ryan Zinke is. Yeah, he served as a U.S. rep between 2015 and 2017. As Secretary, Zinke opened some federal lands for oil, gas, and mineral exploration and extraction. Zinke's actions as Secretary of the Interior raised ethical questions and were investigated by the Interior Department's Office of Inspector General. In October of 2018, the investigation into Zinke was referred to the Justice Department. Trump announced on December 15th that Zinke would leave his post as of January 2019. I didn't think he was there that long. Shit. God damn it! I was so close again! Oh, shit. Aha! The only person on the internet using Bing. I just use a different browser for everything. I don't use Edge except for to do this show. Oh, I only use Edge to do this show. That's why it's Bing, because it's Microsoft. I personally use Firefox. But if I used Firefox on the show, and sometimes I do bring it over here, like you see all like my bookmarks and shit. You see all my personalized shit in my browser. And it kind of, you know, I don't want to share too much personal information. Jesus tones. Yeah, I didn't see that message. It's amazing I didn't cuss just then. DOJ releases secret Russia probe memo recommending against charging Trump with obstruction. A previously secret Justice Department memorandum recommending that then President Donald Trump not be prosecuted for obstructing the Russia investigation asserted that there was no precedent for such a case based on evidence gathered by Russia Special Counsel Robert Mueller, because Mueller's team found insufficient proof to charge Trump campaign officials with conspiring with Russia to interfere in the 2016 election. Justice officials concluded that it would be rare to bring an obstruction prosecution that did not arise from a separate crime. Weird. I mean, Bill Clinton? I guess he was charged with perjury. A redacted version of the March 2019 memo was made public last year, but a federal appeals court ordered the full text of the document released based on a lawsuit brought by a government watchdog group. The 9-page document was prepared for then Attorney General William Barr, who was rebuked by a federal judge who claimed that Barr had already made the decision not to charge Trump before reviewing the memo. While the DOJ memo referred to potentially obstructive conduct by Trump, justice officials said that the actions amounted to attempts to modify the process under which the special counsel investigation progressed, rather than efforts to impair or intentionally alter evidence that would negatively impact the special counsel's ability to obtain and develop evidence. Let's hear from somebody who worked on the Mueller investigation to let us know exactly what really happened. Because I believe that's who they brought on. That's not what our report said. This ex-prosecutor nails Bill Barr for lying in a bombshell Trump crime memo. And I'm not exactly seeing the smoking gun here, but apparently this dude was one of the Mueller prosecutors.
It is a doozy moment. Moments ago, the Justice Department released a secret 2019 memo. It was written by Bill Barr's two top deputies, Stephen Engel and Ed O'Callahan. Bill Barr used this memo, held secret until moments ago, to justify his decision to not charge Donald Trump with the crimes of obstruction of justice outlined in the 23-month-long investigation led by Robert Mueller and his team from the Mueller probe. This memo was written by two senior DOJ officials for Attorney General Barr, both political appointees. They argue that the Mueller report had not established a case to charge Trump with obstruction. The Justice Department had fought to keep this memo hidden, but last week an appeals court ordered its release, agreeing with an earlier decision by a judge that DOJ had been, quote, disingenuous in withholding the memo. Let's bring into our conversation Andrew Weissman, former DOJ prosecutor and senior member of Robert Mueller's special counsel investigation. He's now an MSNBC legal analyst. Also with us still, Pete Strzok, so former FBI counterintelligence agent who also worked on the
dude on the left was the one that worked on the Mueller investigation.
Justice reporter Ryan Riley's here. Ryan, you've been reading through it. Tell me your sort of top line observations.
Yeah, so essentially it lays out a lot of what was...
I don't care what they have to say. I don't care what Peter Strzok has to say. I don't care what this dude has to say. Dude from the Mueller investigation, that's the interesting guest that you had. He should have been on by himself.
Redacted. We had only seen a very heavily redacted form of this before, but it lays out the basis. And, it does seem to be in many ways making essentially what amounts to a defense argument for Trump in a lot of these cases. There's one line in here regarding the line where this was Comey telling the president that he hoped that he could let this go.
I'm not high enough for this.
There was not a clear, it was not directing, quote, a clearly direct a particular action in the Flynn investigation.
By the way, you can get the brand new Not High Enough for this poop t-shirt from the Freak store. I'm very proud of this design. This may be one of my favorites. Nope. My favorite is definitely Don't Be Like Mike. Crack is whack.
I was on crack.
Right, yeah.
Investigation, and Comey did not react at the time as though he had received a direct order from the president. It's just overall, it seems a pretty defensive mechanism. And remember, these were two top officials from the Trump administration who were making this case, but they were essentially making a case for what Barr had sort of already determined.
My studio? What's wrong with my studio? Nothing's wrong with my studio.
The other line that
is there something wrong with my?
That really sticks out here.
My audio?
Is just this idea that Donald Trump wasn't necessarily.
Are you talking about his audio? His audio sounds like shit. My audio should sound. Other than there's still this crackling. There's still this crackling that I hear only on the Troll Patrol. When I do my voiceovers for clients, it's crystal fucking clear. My audio sounds amazing. There's something running through OBS, running through Twitch, blah, 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 blah. It doesn't quite sound right to me, and I don't know what it is. Oh, Battle Opossum snuck in here. Good evening, my good friend. I hope, okay, cool. I hope there was nothing wrong with my audio. Yeah, his audio sounds like, poop. His audio sounds like poop. I would hope I do. Dang. Battle Opossum's been here lurking. We're getting ready to shut this down and gotta do the messing around stream. I can't. I gotta work around the profanity because I got 2 more minutes here. Okay, now this is the dude that actually worked for Mueller. This is the guy we want to hear from.
Obstruction volume and the real threat, if we go back in time to Donald Trump, was criminal obstruction of justice. And by the time the report was on the precipice of coming out, it really was.
Honestly, Dustin, I'll vouch for that.
Prosecution and others, I think there was a sense in Trump's circle that wasn't going to touch him. But they were waited with bated breath for the obstruction volume to come out. And until.
I mean, technically, I am a professional.
Previously said that a president.
Like, producer Dave is a professional. So, like, of course we sound good.
This memo was used.
So I have read it, obviously quite quickly since it just came out. Just to set the stage, remember that we gave the report to Bill Barr and his senior staff at the end of March of 2019.
One more minute.
And then in 2 days, Bill Barr issued his alleged summary where he concluded that that we had decided not to make a recommendation with respect to whether the president had committed obstruction, and thus left it to Bill Barr to make that conclusion. And his letter said that we hadn't found any crimes and that he, the Attorney General, concluded
some kind of electronic noise.
This memo,
it's something in the compression.
Is a doozy because it has been kept under wraps, and the Department of Justice fought even giving it to the district court for her to read. There is a reason when she read it that her decision was that this needs to be made public. The Court of Appeals agreed with her. Now to the substance. Why did they try and keep this under wraps? There is a sentence in here that is astounding to me. The 2 senior staff say to Bill Barr that the reason he should make the decision is because if the memo comes out, it might be read to imply that the president committed obstruction. Let me just repeat.
He did commit obstruction, and Justin fucking got through the no cursing. Justin fucking got through the no cursing. So more cursing, more fucking cursing to make up for it. We got to move on. Since we got to do this really fast because we got to wrap up the show. Go to the Fun Time stream. We got news to talk about. Sorry, Mueller prosecutor. You're kind of boring anyway. Email shows early tension between Trump and National Archives. The archives reached out to lawyers for the former president less than 4 months after he left office last year, seeking help in recovering missing materials. This is nothing we didn't already know. August 24th, this published today. I said this last night. Listen to me. Don't read the New York Times. Fuck. April of 2021. That is when the National Archives contacted Trump to get these materials back. Trump's lawyers have been completely incompetent. They have lied and they have bungled everything. But here's the kicker. Trump's lawyers messed up their motion to represent him in Florida so badly that the court sent them instructions. Former President Donald Trump's bedraggled. We're gonna learn a new word here. Bedraggled. Dirty and disheveled. Yes, that's exactly how you could describe Trump's lawyers.
Do you think we're stupid? You think we're fools?
Bedraggled. Like it. Former President Donald Trump's bedraggled legal team tripped over their feet again this week, making multiple errors in their legal filings, including messing up a long-standing electronic filing procedure, botching the motions to get the few lawyers on the team with relevant legal experience admitted into Florida courts, and ending up with the court sending them instructions on how to file their motions. Rudy definitely comes to mind.
Do you think we're stupid? You think we're fools?
Rudy is bedraggled. Yes, when I got the definition of bedraggled, I played the Rudy drop because that's exactly what I thought of. The very definition. You look up bedraggled in the dictionary and Rudy fucking Giuliani is next to it. Part of the ex-president's problems attracting top-notch attorneys stems from his own well-documented history of ignoring his attorney's advice, refusing to pay legal bills, and otherwise being a nightmare client. Now, speaking of Giuliani, we actually have a Giuliani story for you tonight, and this one is a weird one. Giuliani used a tunnel under Mar-a-Lago to go back and forth from Trump's home, where he stayed while he was depressed and drinking heavily.
Do you think we're stupid? You think we're fools?
Oh, this goes way back. Okay. After losing the 2008 GOP presidential nod, Giuliani moved to Trump's Mar-a-Lago club. A tunnel under the Palm Beach, Florida estate let Giuliani travel back and forth unseen. His ex-wife says he began drinking heavily and had clinical depression after leaving the race. So this was after 2008 when he flopped hard. I think, wasn't it Biden that said like all they got is like 9/11, a verb and something like that. It's true. All right, final story tonight, and the dude that tried to troll me, and I'm gonna get it in right on the dot. Fucking shit. The dude that tried to troll me on Tim Pool's site, we're going to do that tomorrow. Georgia cops respond to swatting call at home of Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene. 5 police officers show up at Rep. Marjorie Taylor Greene's home overnight in response to a swatting call, Georgia authorities said. The 911 call was made by a suspect who said they opposed Greene's stance on transgender youth rights. I smell a setup. I smell a setup. They made a call to 911 and said they support transgender youth rights. They're a right-winger. They're a right-winger. Nosferatu looking fucker probably has a coffin down there, yes! The caller falsely claimed that a man had been shot multiple times in a bathtub at a residence in Rome, Georgia, a police report said. Keep an eye on this. Keep an eye on this. I bet it's a right-winger trying to make it look like it was a lefty. Guarantee it. I mean, there's always the possibility that it is somebody that has issues. But it sounds like something a right-winger would do. It sounds like something a right-winger would do. And look at that shit. I hit it. 40 minutes on the dot. Also, I do want to point out, if a cop just comes and knocks on your door, does a welfare check, that is not a swatting. That is not a swatting. That is not a swatting. Just like Tim Pool didn't get swatted. Yes, you got some kittens. Oh, shit. Oh, he ran from me. I was getting ready to give you a Maynard 2. on top of these kitties. But, like, he knew I was coming for him, and he wasn't impressed. He ran the fuck out of here. All right, so I can't stay on. I have to go off and come back on. So I'm going to drop you guys. It's Wednesday night, right? So anybody that wants to do politics, if you don't want to stick around for the fun time stream, I totally understand. What we're going to do is we're going to listen to music. It's Consequence of Sound or Revolver, something like that. They had a list of 35 songs from the past 35 years you haven't heard recently. I love lists like that. I wanted to listen to it. I have not looked at the list, have no clue what's on it. I'm going to look at the list with you guys live, and we're going to do the list on a fun time stream. But if you want to do politics, I recommend my friends over at Echoplex Media. And if you want to do politics, we're going to raid them. We're going to raid Echoplex. It is time for the intellectual Dollar Tree. HK and producer Dave will take real good care of you. If you don't want to listen to music with us and you want to do politics, hang out with Echoplex. Go ahead, light one up, tip one back. It is all right to have a little fun before you hit the sack. I'm Justin FREAKIN. We'll see you in like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. I just got to change the graphics over. And tomorrow night on the Troll Patrol Live.